Hi everyone, I'm Sandra Ingerman. Welcome to the gathering at the Cosmic Fire. And today we bring in, we welcome the conference with a Web of Light gathering and a Web of Light ceremony. I'm so excited about the summit because it's really talking about learning how to be and learning how to be present and learning how to love ourselves and learning how to love others and learning how to be kind in the world. This is what the planet needs right now. So we have a feast, a true feast of amazing speakers, of bringing through new knowledge, new wisdom in a time where the world is getting so ravaged and people are getting so ravaged by what is happening. But in shamanism, we know everything can be healed. Everything can be healed, and nature will always help us heal. And so I want to talk just a little bit before I call in some of the feminine spirits that are going to be coming and working with us. And I know all the speakers have their own goddesses and energies that they work with and will be bringing through their own too. So I had this incredible opportunity. It was back in the 1980s, and I was going through a really big challenge in life. And so I decided to do a vision quest, and I wanted to do the vision quest in a traditional way. I had fasted on fruit for 30 days, and I had no food or water for 4 days. And a lot happened that I'll leave out. But I was so altered, and I was sitting in the desert, 100-degree weather, um, and the Egyptian goddess Isis came to me in that time, and she said to me that I am returning to the planet now to bring peace, harmony, joy, love back to the planet again. And so it is the feminine energy. It is the beautiful feminine energy that teaches us not so much how we could work so hard to change the world, but the feminine teaches us about presence, being a presence and being a presence of light. So I would like to welcome you to this incredible opening session of the Web of Light. And I'm really delighted to share this beautiful, beautiful work with you because so many thousands of people have been healed. And it really is a beautiful way to work to heal the planet. So I'm just going to do a little rattling. And I invite you, if you have a drum, rattle, or a shamanic instrument that you'd like to use, to join me and go into your heart. And if there's a feminine spirit, a feminine nature being, an element that you feel of the feminine, and if you feel like calling in uh, uh, a really healthy masculine energy, whatever is in your heart, I'm going to be calling in the spirit of Isis, who helped to bring the work that I'm about to share into the world. So I'm going to use my rattle and whistling and a little bit of singing, and feel free to join with me with some rattling and singing on your own. So, welcome everybody. Welcome, helping spirits. I'm just getting my little fairy bells to welcome us all in. So, we have the spirits with us. We have this amazing circle with us. And so, I'd like to share with you the work of transfiguration and how it can help to heal us and how it can help all the challenges that are happening on the planet right now. I know our hearts are so full with so much emotion for everything that is going on. And so this is such a beautiful way to work, and it's such a beautiful way to bring peace and harmony and stability back into your life again. So in the 1990s, I started writing on reversing environmental pollution, reversing personal pollution through spiritual methods. Before that, I was going on the scientific route of looking at how to reverse pollution in rivers, which was my real love, my real passion. I love rivers. I grew up in the 60s and had many LSD experience at rivers and just love them. I mean, they're just gorgeous. To sit with a river for 8 hours and listen to its song is beautiful. So my heart was so called. My heart was so called to want to work on behalf of the earth and be in service. And then I got into the practice of shamanism and direct revelation and working with spirits, which has been my greatest joy, my greatest healing in my life. And I met spirits who said to me, science is not the path for you. Working spiritually to reverse environmental and personal pollution is where you really need to be going. So I started doing journeys on that. I felt I wasn't getting very far, but it was a process. Everything is a process of learning when you bring a new body of work into the world. And so here I get these opportunities to bring groups to Egypt. And I work with a lot of the Egyptian spirits. They're the beings that help me in my life, but they're the beings who help me teach, and they're the beings who help me heal. And so I went to Egypt, had really powerful experiences. Our groups had amazing experiences. My first trip was during right after a terrorist attack, and so the whole country was tender and very open. And I came home from that trip and I had the most amazing dream. And in the dream, uh, the Egyptian god Anubis came to me in the dream. And when I was in Egypt, I always knew Anubis, but was always a little bit frightened by him. I didn't understand his gifts, I didn't understand his power. I didn't know enough about him, and he was really beautiful to me when he came to me in the dream because he was really soft and he introduced himself to me and introduced himself to me as an ally. And he gave me the shortest message that changed my work for the next 20, 30 years and forever. And what he said to me is that the missing piece of your environmental work is transfiguration. And that was it. The dream was over. And so I woke up the next morning and I said to my husband, "Do you know what the word transfiguration means?" And he said, "I think it means shapeshifting, but I'm really not sure." So I went to Webster's. Back in those days, everybody went to Webster's. Google wasn't around. And I looked up transfiguration, and there it was, shapeshifting. So then I got really confused because I couldn't understand, what does shapeshifting have to do with healing and reversing environmental pollution? And, I just started reading and trying to collect spiritual knowledge. I did some journeying because I knew all the stories of how shamans talked about shapeshifting into ravens and shapeshifting into wolves and just being free and getting new perspectives of life so they could bring back more magic to their communities. But I wasn't making the connection. I could not make that bridge. And so what finally happened to help me make that bridge was very surprising. You all know that some of the best things that happen in your life come through surprising people and surprising events. So my next door neighbor at the time was a really devoted Christian, and she did not approve of having a woman next door who worked with shamanism. And so we always kept our distance from each other, which is easy where I live. I live in a rural community where not many people know each other. And so, I just kept going on with my work and I kept writing and I kept journeying on transfiguration. And very soon after I started that process, Kathy was my neighbor. There's a knock at my door, and there's Kathy. And I said, "Kathy, hi." And she said, "Sandra, I have liver cancer. Can you help me?" So I said, "Kathy, come in, let's talk." Anyway, we started this whole client relationship together. It was really beautiful. It was so magical. It was one of the most touching times of my life. I couldn't heal Kathy from her cancer because she didn't want to live anymore. But we really spoke from the heart. And I think all of you know this. It's so important when we realize that we're not talking to people, we're dividing from others because of some mental egoic principle. But when we open up our hearts to each other, we realize we're all the same. And so Kathy and I developed a real heart relationship. And through that relationship, I started talking to her about my dream with Anubis. And she got so animated. I never saw her so animated in all the time we were together. And she got up and with passion and speaking in a loud voice, she started sharing all the miracle stories coming from the Bible about Jesus transfiguring into the greatest light that had ever been seen. And people would touch the hem of his robes and be magically healed, or would just be in his presence. Just his presence of light would heal. And all of a sudden, the light went off in my mind, and I went, "Of course, light heals. We know that. We know the power of the sun. Without the sun, there is no life. The sun gives us all the energy to heal. Light is everything. We love the stars, we love the moon, we love the sun. Um, Light is such a force in our lives. And then I got more curious and I started reading every book I could find on miracle healings. And what I found across traditions, I can mention all of them separately, but it's not worth it. All spiritual traditions talk about miraculous healings where a person comes into the presence of a shaman, a healer, a mystic, a guru, a beautiful place in nature that's just emanating so much light that healing happens. It just happens. And this is where the feminine principle comes in, is that it's who we become that changes the world, not what we do. It's who we become that changes the world, not what we do. So, following what Anubis seeded, um, we started doing some experiments, and I had three friends from Colorado who were reading the book that I was writing as I was writing it. And we gathered together at my house in Santa Fe, and we did some scientific experiments with water that was polluted with ammonium hydroxide. We put ammonium hydroxide into distilled water. We brought the pH up to 12, which is poisonous to any being that would drink it, but no one would because of the smell. We had gasoline. A water company said that they had a lab where we could test the difference of how much gasoline was in the water before and after our work that we were doing. And so we came together. We had our ammonium hydroxide, our water. Diana, who was a member of our circle, her husband was an award-winning physicist, and so he talked to us, Diana, about ammonium hydroxide and how to test it with pH strips. And so the very first night of the ceremony, what we did, we called in every spirit from any tradition. And we said, there's polluted water in the middle of the circle. Would you please fix it? And so we drummed, we rattled, we sang, we danced for about 20 minutes while we let the spirits do their work. And what we found at the end was that the pH of the water went from 12 to 9. We didn't know what that meant, and we went to bed thinking that we failed. We weren't going to be able to test the gasoline for a long time because we had to send it to a lab. So we went to bed and we said, well, didn't work out. The next day, Diana comes back. She's so excited. Vic, her husband, was saying, that's impossible. You can't change the pH from 12 to 9. It's impossible. You can't do it. But yes, we did it. We did it with the power of spirit. But that wasn't where we were going with this. We wanted to test transfiguration. So we did exactly the same experiment. The next night, we asked all the spirits to stay out, and I led a transfiguration ceremony, like I'm getting ready to lead for you in just a couple of minutes. And what happened was we got the same results. The water went from 12 to 9, and we were told that that was impossible. And so I started teaching workshops, and I started teaching all over the world and having sponsors get ammonium hydroxide, which is not easy. It's not a substance that people can get easily. And we always got great results. We might not have gotten from 12 to 9, 12 poison, 9 is neutral, completely safe to drink. But we went down to places that, again, were scientifically impossible. We didn't quite get to neutral, but we came pretty close. And then I bought a GDV camera, and Sylvia, my webmaster, learned how to use it, and we were able to broaden our experiments. And we started to bring in soil from driveways that cars were driving over, food with GMO, people in our circle who were ill. We put people in the middle of the circle, and we started to do the transfiguration work in the same way. As I will explain to you, we don't send healing. What we do in the transfiguration work, and I'm going to lead you on a beautiful ceremony, is we actually drop our bodies and allow our light to just emanate. So there's no action, there's no sending. We're not trying to heal people, we're not trying to heal the environment. We're in our divine perfection when we move into our spiritual light, who we truly are beyond our ego, our body, and our mind. Our true spiritual, authentic identity is light. That's who we are. Everything on this planet is light that has a covering over it because we're all playing out a role in life. And so I would ask people to spiritually remove their robes that were blocking their light. And as that emanated, it would stimulate the light of the water, the light of the people in the middle of the circle. So we didn't have to do anything. Just the presence, just being in the presence was enough to stimulate their own light. And so when we work with transfiguration, wherever we're putting our attention, if it's a place in the world, if it's a place in our own body, if it's a water, a body of water, whatever it is, you want to see it in its divine perfection, because in reality, it is. We're all spirit. Spirit can't be hurt. We're all inner divine perfection. We're here on earth, earth school, to get certain lessons. But who we are is spiritual light. We are divine beings. We were created from source, and so source is inside of us. We were created from the powers of the universe, so those same powers are inside of us. And so we're all divinely perfect all the time. We're all filled with light. And so when we work on the world, and when we work on people, and when we work on nature, we're using the feminine principle of we just become this beautiful filled light essence, bright, brighter than our eyes can see. And when that light emanates, and any being that's around that light and absorbs it and lets that light in, you can only imagine what the end result will be. So we've seen phenomenal, phenomenal healings, and we have results written up that are really exciting. So I'd like to jump in and lead us on a transfiguration ceremony, which will be an opening for us in this gathering around the cosmic fire. And we want to hold this light throughout this entire summit, and just notice the change in you, and notice the change in your perception of what you're hearing and seeing throughout the presentations. Trust me, if you hold that state of light and seeing everything in its divine perfection, you will be changed by this conference. And so we're going to do some preparation work, but I just want to give you how we're going to work. I'm going to do a guided journey. I'm going to drum and guide you. And basically, I'm going to bring you to a beautiful place in nature where we're all going to be holding hands together. So we're not doing this work alone, but we're together. And I'm going to ask everybody to drop into themselves and to really feel uh, the light of a star inside, or the light of the moon, or the light of the sun, just growing, growing, growing inside of you. But the most important part for your own healing is you really want to absorb that divine light into every cell of your being. Really take it in. How much in the spiritual community do we love ourselves? How much do we let ourselves take in love? How much do we let ourselves absorb that light? And that's part of our healing, so that we can stand in our fierceness, not in anger, but in our fierceness, and know how to move forward in a beautiful way. And so we absorb the light like a flower would that's taking in the sun, or a flower that's been in drought taking in the rain. We're absorbing it, taking it into every single one of our cells, and just allowing it to fill us. And then I'll be asking you to all hold your hands out, imagining a globe of the earth in the middle of a circle. And we're radiating light, emanating light to our entire circle, so that we're all filled with this amazing energy to proceed in the next following days. And we're also in service to the planet as we do our work, and we're filled with love and we're filled with light at the same time. So if you'd like to get, again, a drum or rattle to join me, if not, that's fine. I'll be taking care of everything here, and I'll just be leading you. So just have an open heart, and we'll just start to begin our work. I am going to take a little drink of water first. So preparation is everything. We want to step away from our ordinary lives. We want to actually imagine ourselves stepping forward in whatever house or room that we're in right now, stepping forward and leaving the past behind us, leaving everything behind us, as together as one beautiful circle, we move forward. Working like the ancients have been working for so many thousands of years, because the ancients knew about the power of light. And so we're just going to start again, and I'm going to rattle, and I'm going to teach you a song, and just jump into the song when you have it. I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the One. I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the One. I am opening, I am opening, I am opening, I am opening, I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the One. I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the One. I am opening, I am opening, I am opening, I am opening, I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the One. I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the one. I am opening, I am opening, I am opening, I am opening. So close your eyes and just take a few really deep breaths. And just go into your heart. Imagine yourself sitting in the room of your house or your apartment, feeling the energy of the song moving through you, going down, feeling your heart, bringing your consciousness into your heart and how you're feeling right now. And however you're feeling right now is absolutely perfect. But bring into your heart the energy of light. Take out a tiny cell from your heart and blow beautiful, sparkly energy into that cell and put it back into your heart with the instruction that that cell inform your entire body with the power of light, with the beauty of that sparkly energy and how good it feels. And so, as we start our process of letting light start to fill our body, we stand up from wherever you're sitting and start to walk towards the door of your home. And your door will actually transfigure. It will shape-shift into a veil or a mist or a fog, a curtain that you just walk through. And as you walk, you find yourself out in a beautiful place in nature. You see this amazing meadow filled with wildflowers and a cosmic fire burning right in the middle. And you see others that are starting to move towards this fire. But with love in your heart, you first greet with your feet the earth, with your heart the wind, with your whole being the water and the sun and lightning, all the elements that give us life. And we walk up to the cosmic fire. You feel your feet so close to the earth. It's not just that you're walking on the earth, you feel the exchange of love. You feel the exchange of gratitude. And so you feel your step lightening as you walk up to the cosmic fire, and we're all here together, joining our hearts together in behalf of all of life, ourselves and each other. And so we hold hands. What what a gift to hold hands during this time, to feel the softness of the hand that you're touching. And don't forget to connect your feet with the heartbeat of the earth. The earth is 4.6 billion years old. Connect your heartbeat with that of the earth. Imagine that feeling. And the wind is blowing around us in joy that we've come together in community around this sacred fire to bring our light, our magic, kindness and love into the world, into our lives. And we feel the power of water below us, knowing that water is always the foundation of life. We were born from water. And we look up at the sun, gazing down on us, the beautiful light filling us with everything we need on an emotional, mental, and physical level. And then there's lightning, another element that brings so much power. Any place that lightning touches becomes holy ground in so many traditions. And we call in our spirits and in the divine feminine, and we ask them to witness our work together, our ceremony that brings us all into a place of centeredness, stability, and beauty. And so we drop hands. And as we look at the fire, we see images of different places on the planet. We see images of different places, events in our own lives. We see the faces of loved ones we care about. We see our own face in the fire. And so we know the work that we're about to do is to create great transformation, great healing. And so I invite you now to go inside yourself, deep inside yourself, and imagine a star that you would love to see in the night sky. But that same star is actually deep in your body. Or maybe you want to call in the moon or the sun. That moon is in your body too. The beautiful, bright, majestical moon is in your body too. You are the moon. You are the stars. Or you might want to work with the sun. And the reflection of the sun is in you. And remembering that you were born out of unconditional love from Source, from the creative forces of the universe. And Source and the creative forces of the universe is deep inside of you. It has the power to transform. It has the power to transform. It has the power to change anything. It has the power to transmute. So feel that light growing inside of you, meeting that sparkle of light that you put put into your heart and just absorb all that energy. Let it flow through you. Imagine this beautiful feminine spirit of light moving through you. Imagine yourself dropping your body, and now you're just a being of light, a light that is so brilliant our ordinary eyes can't gaze upon it. And with your hands out facing a cosmic fire where you saw images of where your heart is being called to right now. Wherever your heart is being called to right now, but don't forget our circle that is joining for the summit. Put it in your heart and just feel that flowing light, flowing into that cosmic fire. Feel your light entering deep into the earth and all throughout the earth, spinning this incredible web of life. It's a beautiful web of light, and it's for the web of life. It's for the collective that we're all part of. We all share, every being on this earth shares their energetic signature with the web of life. And so we emanate our love throughout the fire, throughout the web, throughout ourselves, throughout our circle. And we know now that that light can transform whatever is happening, and that our light has reminded us of who we truly are, our fierceness, our resilience, our strength, but most of all, that we're a reflection of the beauty of the cosmos. And as we remember to shine our light throughout the day in all kinds of circumstances, the beauty of the cosmos fills our body and fills the earth. So we're just going to take just a couple of minutes to do a little toning together as we just experience our light flowing through our circle and into the cosmic fire. So we once again hold hands with our circle, and we do not disconnect from our light. We continue to allow this light to flow through us, flow through our circle, this light continue to flow through you, and only disconnect enough that you need for now. So we drop hands and we welcome everybody into this amazing summit, the cosmic fire. We will meet here. We will greet each other here. We'll love each other and learn so much as we connect to the beauty of Mother Earth and all the elements that give us life. But for now, it's time to say goodbye. And we find ourselves feeling so light and happy and filled with light as we come back to our home, where we know we're going to continue with such a magical ceremony that will continue for a few days, where we can absorb so much wisdom, so much knowledge, but with so much light inside of us that we can continue emanating to ourselves, our loved ones, and the world. And so you come back through the veil, through the door, and you come back home feeling love and just beautiful light flowing through you. Allow your feet to root deeply into the earth, and allow your arms to reach deeply up into the heavens. You are a bridge of heaven and earth, and it's through your heart with that sparkly light moving all through you right now. Just feel it. Embrace it. Welcome, everyone. Our session is over, but the work begins now. Welcome back, everyone. Enjoy this incredible summit to the cosmic fire. Welcome, everybody.